The Lonely Bark of Buster the Stray. In a cozy town called Dreamstead, where houses wore hats of ivy and streets echoed with children's laughter, there was a dog named Buster. Buster wasn't like the other dogs. He had a scruffy coat, a tail that never wagged, and a bark that could shake the leaves off trees. He was a stray, wandering the alleys, looking for scraps to eat. Children would chase him away, shouting, "Go away, noisy Buster." Shopkeepers would shoo him with their brooms, muttering, "Not in front of my shop, Buster." Even the other dogs, with their shiny collars and happy homes, would bark at him, "This is our turf, Buster." Everywhere he went, doors would close, windows would shut, and poor Buster would walk away, head hanging low, feeling lonelier than ever. But behind that fierce bark and those sharp eyes was a story of a puppy who once had a family, who once had a little girl that he played with. A rainy night, a lost way, and Buster found himself all alone in the vast world of Dreamstead. One chilly evening, as Buster was nosing through the garbage cans, he found a teddy bear. It was old, its one eye missing, but to Buster, it was a treasure. He took it to his hiding spot under the old bridge and curled up around it, imagining it was his long-lost friend. While days in Dreamstead were sunny and bustling, nights were cold and silent, except for Buster's barks. They echoed through the town, making babies cry and old Mr. Jenkins grumble about that noisy stray. But there was one person, old Mrs. Winters, who heard beyond the noise. Every night, from her window, she would hear his lonely cries and wonder, is he calling for someone? Mrs. Winters was an old woman with silver hair and a heart full of memories. Her house was filled with pictures, but no sounds. Ever since her cat Whiskers passed away, there was a silence in her life that even the ticking clock couldn't fill. Every night, as she lay in bed, Buster's barks would drift into her room, and she felt like the universe was trying to tell her something. One day, driven by a mix of curiosity and compassion, she decided to find Buster. She went to the alleys, the parks, asking about the loud, aggressive stray. Finally, she found him under the bridge with his teddy bear. Their eyes met, and in that gaze, they saw each other's loneliness. Mrs. Winters approached slowly, speaking in soft, soothing tones. "Hello there, Buster. Would you like some biscuits?" Buster, surprised by the gentle voice, wagged his tail just a tiny bit. Mrs. Winters, with patience and many biscuits, slowly built trust with Buster. Days turned into weeks, and soon Buster started following her home. He would sit at her doorstep, and she would read stories to him. The town watched in awe. "Is that the same aggressive stray?" they'd whisper. One cold evening, as snowflakes danced around Dreamstead, Mrs. Winters opened her door and let Buster in. That night, they both slept peacefully, the silence of the house filled with the warmth of companionship. News spread around Dreamstead. Buster, the aggressive stray, now lives with Mrs. Winters. Children, curious, came around, and to their surprise, they found a playful Buster, fetching balls and doing tricks. They learned that sometimes all one needs is a bit of love and understanding. The story of Buster and Mrs. Winters became a legend in Dreamstead. They taught the town that every bark has a story, every growl a reason. And just like that, in a cozy house in Dreamstead, Buster found a home, not just in bricks and walls, but in the heart of someone who cared. And so, every night, instead of lonely barks, Dreamstead echoed with lullabies, sung by an old woman to her beloved dog, reminding everyone that love has the magic to transform.